Okay, so you think you've heard it all about AI, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, buckle up because the article you sent us has enough whoa factor to make even a supercomputer's head spin. We're talking AI building itself, blurring the lines between reality and fantasy, and potentially changing Hollywood forever, and we're diving in deep dive style.
Yeah, what's incredible here isn't just the advancements themselves, but the speed. It's like we've hit fast forward on AI development, and things are moving at a pace we haven't really grasped yet.
No kidding, take Google's Alpha chip, for example. It can design itself, like the AI making its own brain.
Yeah,
How does that even work, and what's the big deal here?
it's not magic,
Right.
though it feels like it. Think of it like AlphaGo, but instead of conquering a board game, it's mastering the insanely intricate world of computer chip design. Each version it creates is fed back into the system, teaching it to be faster, more efficient.
Okay, so less reliance on human engineers' development cycles going into hyperdrive. Paint a picture for me here. What's the end game with this kind of tech?
Um, Imagine a world where instead of waiting years for the next best processor, specialized AI chips are designed in weeks, tailored to every industry.
Wow.
Your phone, your card, even your toaster could have AI specifically designed for it, all thanks to AI building itself.
Wow, that's a lot to process. It's exciting, but a bit unnerving too, right? Like, at what point does it become too complex for us to even understand?
It's a valid concern, and it highlights the importance of ethical considerations and responsible development, especially as we move into uncharted territory.
Absolutely. But speaking of blurring lines, let's talk about Mystic V2, this AI that's generating images indistinguishable from reality. I mean, come on, are we living in a simulation right now?
It's getting harder and harder to tell, right? What sets Mystic V2 apart from other AI image generators is its focus on hyperrealism. We're not talking about cool designs or artistic interpretations, but images so real they could fool your eyes.
Okay, give me an example. What kind of too real are we talking about?
Picture this, a single drop of water on a leaf hanging there, reflecting the sunlight. You can practically feel the moisture, the texture. That image in all its minute detail was created by Mystic V2.
That's both incredible and a little creepy. I mean, if AI can create images that realistic, what's stopping it from generating, say, fake news footage or videos that look completely authentic?
That's the double-edged sword of powerful technology.
Yeah.
As we marvel at these advancements, we also need to be acutely aware of the potential pitfalls and have open discussions about the ethical implications.
You're preaching to the choir here, but before we spiral down that rabbit hole, let's bring it back to the hardware. The article mentioned AI designing its own GPUs. For our listeners who aren't tech wizards, can you explain what a GPU is and why this is such a big deal?
Sure, a GPU, or graphics processing unit, is essentially the brain power behind AI, especially when we're talking about image generation or complex calculations. Think of it like the engine in a race car. The more powerful the GPU, the faster and more efficiently AI can perform. Now imagine AI designing its own engine, constantly improving it without human intervention.
Wow.
That's the game changer here.
So it's like AI giving itself an upgrade, which leads to even more powerful AI and so on. It's a feedback loop with potentially exponential growth.
Exactly. And companies like NVIDIA, a leader in GPU technology, are at the forefront of this revolution. They're exploring how AI can be used to design even better GPUs, fueling its own advancement.
It's mind-boggling to think about, but
Yeah.
isn't there a risk of, things escalating beyond our control? What if this AI-powered hardware revolution takes off at a pace we're not prepared for?
It's a valid concern. As AI becomes increasingly sophisticated, the question of control and unintended consequences becomes paramount. How do we ensure that this technology remains a tool for progress and doesn't become something we regret creating?
Okay, so we've talked about AI building itself, but who's footing the bill for this technological revolution? The article mentioned OpenAI and their rather unique financial situation, massive potential profits, but also spending like there's no tomorrow. What's the story there?
Yeah, OpenAI is a fascinating case study. They're on track to make billions, yes, but their operating costs are astronomical. It highlights the incredible amount of resources being poured into AI development. Think top-tier talent, cutting-edge research, and the infrastructure to run these power-hungry algorithms.
So it's a high-stakes gamble. They're betting big that AI will be the next big thing, even if it means operating at a loss for now.
Precisely. And it's not just OpenAI. We're seeing massive investment across the board, from tech giants to venture capitalists,
Yeah.
all vying for a piece of the AI pie. The belief is that the potential payoff is so huge that it's worth the financial risk.
Which makes sense, but it also makes me wonder, Who benefits from all of this in the long run? Is it just a handful of companies and investors, or will this AI revolution trickle down to the average person?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Right.
And there's no easy answer. Some argue that AI will create more jobs than it displaces, leading to economic growth and prosperity for all. Others fear that it will widen the gap between the haves and the have-nots, leading to mass unemployment and social unrest.
Okay, so big potential benefits, but also some very real concerns. It's like we're standing at a fork in the road, and the choices we make now will determine which path we take.
Absolutely, and that's why it's crucial to have these conversations to explore both the potential and the pitfalls of AI so we can make informed decisions about the future we want to create.
You're preaching to the choir here. But on a lighter note, let's talk about something a little less existential: Hollywood. The article mentioned AI being used to generate entire movies. Is this the end of the screenwriter, the director, the actor as we know it?
It's certainly shaking things up. Platforms like Runway ML are giving creators powerful tools to make high-quality content with smaller teams and budgets. Imagine a world where a single filmmaker, armed with the right AI, could create a blockbuster from their basement.
That's kind of cool, actually. Democratizing filmmaking, giving anyone with a story to tell the power to tell it. But what about the human element? Can AI really capture the nuance, the emotion, the sheer creativity that makes a film truly great?
That's the big question, and the answer is still unfolding. While AI can mimic certain aspects of human creativity, it still lacks that intangible spark, that ability to tap into the depths of human experience and translate it into art, at least for now.
So maybe a future where humans and AI collaborate in filmmaking. AI handling the technical heavy lifting, freeing up human creators to focus on story, character, and those ineffable qualities that make a film resonate with audiences.
Exactly. It's not about replacing human creativity, but about augmenting it, pushing the boundaries of what's possible and exploring new frontiers of storytelling. Who knows what incredible films we might create with AI as our creative partner?
Okay, that's a much more optimistic outlook than I was expecting. But with all this talk about AI learning evolving, even surpassing human capabilities, it's hard not to wonder, where do we fit in the long run?
That's a question that has no easy answers, and one we'll continue to explore in part 3 of our deep dive.
Okay, we've journeyed through the awesome capabilities of AI, like designing itself, creating hyper-real art, even making movies.
All right.
We've explored the business side, the ethical dilemmas, and the potential impact on jobs, but the big question lingers like a plot twist.
Mm.
In a world increasingly shaped by AI, what does it mean to be human?
That's the question, isn't it? It's one that's puzzled philosophers for centuries, and now it feels incredibly timely.
So any answers? What's our unique value when AI can seemingly do it all?
Well, I think our humanity lies in the qualities that are toughest to replicate in silicon and code.
Mm.
Empathy, compassion, the spark of creativity, critical thinking that goes beyond logic, and a deep understanding of our own messy emotional selves.
Those are great in theory, but can't AI mimic those too? We talked about AI art that stirs emotions, even if it's not feeling them the way we do.
Exactly. That's the key difference. AI can simulate, but it doesn't truly experience. It can process data spot patterns, even compose a symphony that makes you cry,
Yeah.
but it doesn't live with the same richness, the same capacity for joy, grief, love, or the full spectrum of human experience.
So it's the things that make us unpredictable, flawed, deeply feeling creatures that also make us irreplaceable. Kind of reassuring in a weird way.
Precisely. Our vulnerabilities are also our strengths. It's our capacity for both profound love and profound sorrow, for hope and despair, that defines us. These are the qualities that will continue to matter, even in a world reshaped by AI.
Okay, I can get behind that, but here's another brain twister. As AI keeps evolving, will it be content with the supporting role? Or will it reach a point where it surpasses us in every way, even in those uniquely human qualities?
Now that's the billion-dollar question, and one that sparks endless debate. No one can predict the future, but I believe it's not about humans versus machines, but about finding ways to coexist, collaborate, and learn from each other.
A partnership, not a competition. I like the sound of that.
Exactly. Let AI handle the heavy lifting, crunching data optimizing systems.
Right.
We as humans bring the creativity, the ethical compass, the understanding of what truly matters to us on a deeper level.
So in a way, AI needs us to guide it, to ensure it's used for good, to define what good even means.
More than that, AI needs us to provide the very framework of meaning. It can process information and make logical choices, but we decide what those choices are ultimately for. It's up to us to define our values, set our goals, and shape the future we want to create with AI as a powerful tool in our hands.
That's a much more hopeful way to look at it. Not AI taking over the world, but helping us build a better one.
That's the message I hope resonates. The future isn't predetermined. It's ours to shape, ensuring AI serves humanity, not the other way around.
Well said. And on that note of cautious optimism, we've reached the end of our deep dive into the world of AI. But this is just the beginning of the conversation, right?
Absolutely. The future of AI is a vast, uncharted territory full of both challenges and incredible possibilities, and it's a journey we'll take together, humans and AI side by side.
I'm equal parts excited and terrified to see where it all leads. But hey, if AI can help solve climate change, maybe even write a Grammy-winning podcast episode someday, I'm willing to give it a shot. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey into the world of AI. Until next time, stay curious, keep asking the big questions, and never stop exploring the boundaries of what's possible.